All right, here we go. Bibbs Music and Entertainment. This is Bibby Bibbs coming at you with a tutorial for Master J. We just getting underway. Our first meeting on yesterday here is the review. The song that you said that you liked was This Little Light of Mine. And so we started out. Let's get you on the keys, Cam. We started out yesterday where we identified where we was. So we notice on our keyboard, have it condensed, but we see patterns. 1, 2, then we have a space. 1, 2, 3, space. 1, 2, space. 1, 2, 3, space. And so we see these patterns duplicated all the way up and down the keyboard. So if we find the 1, 2, and then we go to the first note down, white note, we get C. We find the next 1, 2, and go down, and we have one whole interval, and this interval is called an octave. There are 8 notes in between. 2 of the notes are the same, so we say there are 7 different notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then back to 1, because C equals C. So that's a review of where we started, noticing the patterns all the way up and down the keyboard. And so secondly, we'll notice that we're going to get the note names. And so we go C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. And so why is that? So we want to look right quickly back and before they had digital keyboards and digital pianos, they had this thing, it was called a tuning fork. And they were tuned, I think it's 432 hertz. And so that is the key of A. Once you tune the key of A, you use your ear to tune the rest of the keys. And I had the opportunity when I got my first house. I got a piano, and I had a gentleman from Holloway's Music. He probably was literally 80 years old. He come out there with the tuning fork, and he had some wrenches, and he tuned it on A. I watched him do it, and then he tuned the rest of them by ear. And I had my tuner when he left, and it was on. It was on. I declared this cat had a skill set that I hope that didn't perish with him. So that is a brief history on where we get A from. So if we start on A, we get A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. And so we start on A and we go all the way up. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that is how the notes come into play. So we're starting in the key of C. So we just have to know how to find it. As a brief review, we see our pattern 1, 2. We go the first note down. We find the next 1, 2, and take the first note down. We have a whole octave. And so we have 7 different notes between this octave. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then repeat. And so that is where our basis is. Each note has a name: C, D, E, F, G, A, B, and C. And the way I've learned, C is going to be 1, D is 2, E is 3, F is 4, A is 5, B is 6. I'm sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A is 6, B is 7, and C is back to the 1. Brief recap of what we did yesterday. So we understand A is our tuning note, 432 hertz. And so we want to make sure that we understand that that is a brief history on how the piano is tuned, but we're starting out in the key of C. So then once we did that, we have decided that we want to get our hand positions. We have 5 fingers, and so our thumbs are 1, pointers are 2, our middle fingers is 3, ring finger is 4, and then our pinkies are 5. And so when we put our hands together, they look like this, and we want to keep the natural curve. And if you notice, most times we playing, if I just play something, and so if you notice how we keep the hand, it's going to help us navigate up and down the keyboard. We got to have some type of discipline and composure. If we just, it makes it awkward. So when we keep our hands in that natural flow, it helps us navigate. So we want to start out doing that. So once again, we find that pattern. We find the 2 black notes. The first one down is C. 2 black notes. The first one down is C. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And so if we do the outside, 1 and 5. And so now we want to learn how to the number system, and we also want to learn how to move our hands together, tous ensemble, and then we also want to move independently. So we want to be able to do our left hand as such. We want to do our right hand as such. And then we want to do them together. And then we want to do them independent. So here's our exercise we went over yesterday. We once again we find our 2 blacks and find the C, and then we find the other C. And so what we do is we're going to go all the way up from C to shining C. Pun intended. So we're going to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with our right hand and keep the left hand engaged. Then we go up 1 note, and then our hand goes up 1. And then we go up 1. Then we go up 1. We go up 1 more. And then we want to go up 1. And then we want to do it going down. Now we're going to just keep it simple. And so that's pretty much what we accomplished yesterday. Just a brief review. We see patterns, and we're going to be stacking upon this information and knowledge as we go into the future, but we're going to have patterns, and being able to recognize patterns is going to help us to play songs, and we'll use the numbering system. And so basically where I've learned how to play, I determine what note I'm playing based on the root, what's in my left hand. So if I'm playing C, there are multiple options I have. I can play C on C. I can play F on C. I can play G on on C. And you already probably hear a song. And we do that. You are Alpha and we worship you out. You are worthy to be praised. That's where it is, right there. We in Alpha and Omega when you do the turnaround. You are Alpha and Omega. We serve you, our Lord. You are. Walk it up. To praise. G on C. F on C. And so that might be a little complex, but just showing you how we're going to be stacking. But it all starts with just learning how to work the basics. And so practice makes perfect. So once again, we find the 2 black notes and we go 1 down. That's going to be C. And so we're concentrating on the first 5 notes. And so we're going to play. And so if you notice, what we're basically doing is we're keeping a claw, that claw. We have that hack. We have a claw that we use. And so if we kind of keep my hand position is staying the same, and I'm able to move up, and really I don't even have to look at the keyboard because I know the hand position. So this is the starting point of doing that claw. And so we're gonna go, and then we're gonna move our hand up 1 note, and then we move up 1 note, move up another note, move up another note, up another note, 1 more time, last time. And so that's it. Later on, we're going to build. But for right now, move up. And even though you're not playing these hands, just keep them engaged. Don't have this hand down here. I might do this so you can see what's going on, so my fingers is not blocking the keyboard. But you always want to keep your fingers in the position. It's your homework. Even notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We don't want to go. No, I'm just gonna go. Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. And so that's it for now. We're keeping it short and simple. And so we hope this gets you started, just so in case you ever get some questions and you're in your home, you have a reference, you have a guide where you can go back to. That's all for now. Keep it simple, but keep it moving. Love you with the love of the Lord.